Hi, I'm Roy Petitfils. I am a counselor in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I specialize in working with teens. It's the beginning of a video series that we'll see how that turns out, but I just wanted to offer some short videos for teenagers around mental health. But since we're kind of in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic right now, I figured we might as well start with that. Forgive the mess all around me, but I'm sure that your life is probably a lot like mine. I've had to move from my office to home, and so this is kind of the reality. And that's probably one big point today, which is accepting the reality that you're finding yourself in. You know, you're not able to go to school. And for a while, some of you, that's pretty awesome, right? You don't have to go to school. For some of you, like within a day or two from now, or maybe a day or two ago, you were like, oh God, I just need to go back to school because I'm going crazy and I'm going to kill all these people in my house. And so one is accepting the reality, and that's big. And why is that so important? It's so important because if you consciously choose to accept or work toward accepting what your current state of reality is right now, whether it's working in your room, whether it's being excited about it, being upset about it, whether it's being worried about it, but working to accept the reality intentionally does something vastly different in your brain than just kind of succumbing to it and going, okay, well, I guess this is just where I'm at. And then kind of maybe not consciously, but unconsciously bitching about it like in your head. And so saying, okay, I don't have control over the world around me. I don't have control over this virus. I don't have control over where I work, but I'm going to choose to accept where I'm at. I'm going to choose to try my best to respond in a positive way to where I'm at. What that does when we do that, and we may need to tell ourselves that like over and over several times a day, it activates a reward system in the brain as opposed to one activating the pain receptors in the brain. So when I default into something, this works for anxiety too. When I'm forced to be in a situation that's anxiety provoking, that will activate pain receptors in my brain, and I'm much more likely to experience negative emotions. Whereas if I choose to put myself in an anxiety provoking situation in order to face my fears, to become resilient, or if I choose to accept a situation or a reality that I find myself in right now, now I've told my brain to activate a reward system in the brain because it knows that I'm moving toward a worthy goal, as opposed to on the other place, this is arbitrary, this is meaningless, this has no point. And we can get serotonin and dopamine and even a little bit of norepinephrine when we make that conscious, intentional choice to accept our reality. And I know that that's very existential and very foo-foo and all of that, but it's really grounded in science, and it's not going to feel right away. And that's important to note because our brains have a feedback loop mechanism, a recognition mechanism. And so when I do something, depending upon how quickly or how long it takes for me to get the reward or the benefit from whatever behavior it was that I did, will depend on the likelihood to which I am going to repeat that or do it again, or how soon I will do it again. So some things have a very short feedback loop, right? Like drugs, right? That aren't good for you. And some things have a longer feedback loop, like reading a book, like talking to a friend, like accepting the reality of your situation. So just I know it's a very small mental discipline, but it's a very important mental discipline, and I hope that helps. Stay tuned, subscribe at the link below so you can get more videos about how to handle anxiety, how to handle depression, and cope and deal with mental health realities and mental health issues and life in general. Again, Roy Petitfils at Today's Teenager. We'll see you in the next video.